All right, next trailer we got to talk about, I am so stoked for, is Avatar Season 2. I'm stoked for anything Avatar, but Netflix has been doing pretty good with this whole live action Avatar. And Season 2, I mean, it introduces Toph. How do you...
It boils down to that, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on in it, but I mean, we see I think the Northern Air Temple. We already seen Omashu in the first season, but we're going to see it again, right? Did we see the
I
city
don't know
of
if we
Omashu?
see Omashu. The main thing is Ba Sing Se, but do they go by Omashu at one point?
We
I think
see
that might
Omashu get conquered
Oh,
in this.
yeah.
In this season, we see the banner being dropped on the front of the city of Omashu.
Mhm.
So of the Fire Nation banner. So there's going to be a lot. We see obviously a lot of the characters training with each other, Zuko and Iroh, and then Zuko with Aang at some point, and Qatar, like just seeing them doing their bending. But yeah, getting to see Toph, and I like that they are going to show us how she sees, like we see in the animated series, where you can kind of see these rippling shock waves for her senses and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I'm super stoked. One thing I am concerned about, though, we see her at some point gather earth around her hand, and it's very clear in the series that all bending is done, well, all but the most extreme, most gifted bending is done in motion. So to bend something, you have to be moving, and the bending goes with it, moves with it, and I'm starting to see little hints that they might not be sticking to that. And for example, we see only one of the few times we see people not doing motion to bend is the Fire Lord when he's fighting Aang and he's restrained and he's able to bend fire without moving. And it's because he's using every bit of his power to do it. But
I think then also during the eclipse when he's doing that, right? If I'm not mistaken.
During
the
comet. Yeah.
Yeah, the comet. Yeah.
So he's super powered. Yeah.
Right.
And so, yeah, other than that, there's a couple of other small examples, but other than that, you have to be moving to do the bending, and it doesn't quite look like she's doing like a motion to bring that force together. So
I agree with you, but I think that exact move that she's doing, which Aang does later on in that season, during the battle outside of Ba Sing Se under the water, I believe that one ability doesn't take motion. It's the encasing ability, which Aang, remember, he does it for his entire body. I believe that is a defensive ability where probably the premise is that you're actually sinking into the earth a little bit, but it's not like it's a motion-based ability like most are.
I would imagine, though, at least in that, you're bringing your limbs in. You're pulling your body together into a ball. And the earth
I can see
you,
something like that. Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
But we'll see.
Nevertheless, that's a good catch.
Overanalyzing a very small, photo clip of a trailer. But in the end...
More importantly, what do you think about how she looks?
Oh, yeah. It looks very great.
I think it's as close as you could ask, really.
Yeah. The one I'm a little concerned about, I hate to be negative, but I'm so excited about Avatar, so don't do it wrong, is Azula.
Yeah.
She seems a little too like sweet and innocent because she has just a very childlike face, very young face. Mm-hmm. And so I'm worried that she's not going to give that kind of fear and commanding, that craziness that we see in Azula, and maybe her character will grow into that, and she's going to start just being the sister and then grow into the psychopath. But I'm worried that they're not going to capture that very well. But
season 2 in the cartoon is where she's introduced, but we already had her from season 1 of the live action.
Yeah.
But what they are introducing is the two that train her. Remember those two old ladies that train her?
Oh, yeah.
No, not just May or not her friends. I'm talking about the two old ladies that are like, and those conversations is when we start to see her like lose her mind. And that's what Azula's the best. That final shot when Azula's chained down and she's just blowing the blue fire was just like wallpaper for my monitors whenever I need one. It's so cool looking.
Yeah, for sure. She has one of the best arcs too. I mean, they all do, but...
Yeah, it's going to be a very full season. What are some of the high moments that you need to make sure are in this show? Because, Appa being missing, I don't know if that's very important. Creating the zoo, I'm thinking of one episode. But of that one episode, maybe they do Leaves on the Vine. Can they handle that? Paul's
Sung Hung Lee.
Thank you. Paul Sung Hung Lee. Yeah. Sung Lee. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Paul.
Our Iroh, I probably could handle that, but it's such an iconic song.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They have to have that. You almost got to like release that episode in theaters or something like that. It's going to be a big deal. It's got to be. Yeah. It's got to be the climactic event of that episode. If they don't, then they're just leaving cash on the table. Like, it will be disappointing fans. You could sell so much merch just around that story, that scene. Yeah, it'd be crazy not to include it.
Can you give some? I think this is gonna be fun. If they do it, maybe people should understand how the gravity of that moment. Can you explain Leaves on the Vine for those who have not watched Avatar yet?
Okay, yeah. So, what we know of Iroh at the time, he's very kind, soft-hearted, old man who was, from what we can see, kind of disgraced from the Fire Nation. He was this powerful general who was leading a siege on the Earth Kingdom, and I don't remember if he was technically successful in breaking through the wall. I think he stopped short, right?
I think I do believe he broke through the outer wall of Ba Sing Se. I could be wrong, but he did leave immediately. Yeah.
And so he went from this, great general in the Fire Nation army, the brother of the Fire Lord, to just kind of being a bumbling fool, an old man who just kind of moseys around. From what you can see.
Yeah.
Sorry. And then, so he's taken to his nephew, where he sees his nephew's been banished and ashamed, and he's trying to kind of give him a second chance, and follows him around pretty much. And like, maybe he's trying to do this to gain honor in himself to some degree or something like that, maybe, or take advantage of his nephew, or he's just a soft old man who wants to have a young family member to spend time with.
But there is like a father-son relationship that starts to form there, which on Zuko's side of things is his father, of course, is the one that burned him and has basically disowned him. But he starts to find that father figure with an Uncle Iroh.
Yeah. Uncle Iroh is the mentor that he doesn't really want, and he's trying, from Iroh's perspective, he's trying to be the best mentor for this nephew as he can be, and so they're living together in Ba Sing Se, and we see Iroh's kind of just wandering around town a little bit, sees kids playing, and gives them a toy, I think, and sees the flower in the sun and puts it in the shade, and it thrives. And he grabs a little like ukulele instrument or whatever and is playing.
Remember how he stops the mugger and then teaches the mugger how to do better with stabbing?
Yeah, teaching this guy a better stance, and just that moment of taking an interest in somebody. Maybe he won't steal. Maybe he'll actually go, get a job or try to do something better. Mm-hmm. And so he starts playing this song, Leaves on a Vine, and you see he's gathering things in his basket from the vendors as he's going and stuff like that. Makes his way to this little tree where he lights some incense and has a little painted picture. We find out is his son, and come to find out this whole time that he's singing this song about a little soldier boy coming home. He starts crying, and this little soldier boy he's singing about is his son who died during this siege of Ba Sing Se, which he led. So he was leading this massive battle to take part of the Earth Kingdom, and his son died, and that just shattered him, and he decided to stop, pack everything up, nothing else matters, and retreat. And that's
why he was disowned by the Fire Nation, why he was disgraced by him.
Yeah. And maybe by pity from his brother or something like that, he wasn't murdered, but he was banished or not banished, but dishonorably discharged, I imagine. Mm-hmm. But that moment in his life, like, created his identity and changed who he was to the core. That he's no longer a Fire Nation general. He no longer has allegiance to any nation. He is a man.
He's a Fire Nation citizen, but he's also part of the White Lotus, who kind of overlooks all peace. Yeah. And he was a fearsome and very good general. I mean, successful in many ways.
The Dragon of the East, I think.
I believe so. Now, Jonathan, I think probably the thing that makes me actually tear up every time I hear that song is because of the voice actor. Are you familiar with that part of it?
Was it Mako?
Mako? Yeah, Mako's the original voice actor for Uncle Iroh. Yeah. And he found out he was going to be dying soon. Mm-hmm. And
when he recorded this, he was dying of cancer, right?
That's his last voice acting spot at all, and it's him knowing that he's dying, and he's singing that song as a goodbye to us as well. And so it's just like when you're hearing that song, knowing it's the very last thing Mako's doing as Uncle Iroh tears you up. It's good stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's like, you ever really you remember All Dogs Go to Heaven? The movie, classic, right? And there's that really sad part where Charlie, he dies and he's going to go back, and he helps and saves the girl. But then he's at the end, he's kind of like crying and he's going off to heaven and stuff like that. The reason that he's crying so much, the actor, gosh dang it, Frank. Anyways, he dates Archer's mom, Smoking the Bandit. You know what I'm talking about. Nope, nothing. Okay. No, but anyways, he's crying, and that's all real because the little girl was dying in that moment. He knew the girl was, the actress that played the girl was dying. And so when he's doing the lines, he couldn't help but just like be bawling. And they're like, we're keeping this. They kept it in the movie. Yeah. And so like the teary parts you're hearing from him, just like the sad voice you hear in Uncle Iroh, is all real because they're all goodbyes. And it's so sad.
Imagine how great it is, though, to like the family and people that he knows, that something like that was captured.
I know.
You had somebody in your family that you lost, and you cared about them, and every little picture that you'd see. Nowadays, thank God, we have so much more picture and video of people because of the internet. But 20, 30 years ago, you'd get, well, maybe more than that. I'm getting old now, but you used to have to use like a disposable camera or a film camera, so pictures were so rare or not common, not easy to develop and stuff like that. So you wouldn't have a lot of memories of family members past, but to have them singing, such a passionate song, and
I know,
in their last minutes, their last, days, weeks.
But to hear Mako singing such a beautiful song as something to remember by, it's beautiful. So anyways, hopefully Paul Sung Hung Lee really can live through that.
Back to where we were starting on this.
That's what I'm saying, is I don't think they're going to include that song, because how do you do it? It's too important to the fans. I think you have to skip over that entire story.
I think I think that's a big mistake too, but I understand for the non-Avatar fans to try to keep this as mainstream friendly as possible. There's a lot they have to skip over to make the story concise. Yeah. But if you were just stretch the seasons out, make them longer than Avatar was, and fill in the gaps from their comic books. They have so much more adventures and stuff in the comic books.
John, that it's so impossible though.
Yeah, well, I know.
Because like each season of Avatar is 22 episodes, and each season of the Netflix version is 6.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So we're basically just going to get like the corruption of Ba Sing Se, which is good. I mean, that's a really good, important part. But that's basically, and we're gonna get the introduction of Toph, and we're gonna get the tea house that Uncle Iroh and Zuko are running. That's basically it. I don't think we have time for anything else.
Man. So at some point we see like a battlefield where there was multicolored flames, like green fire, purple fire, and red fire. I was thinking maybe that was the oh god, I can't remember the actor's name too, but the guy that was making weapons for the Fire Nation. Maybe that was like fireballs that they created or something like that.
We do see that he's back in the live action version of this too, so maybe there's something there.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of anything else that would cause, unless they're introducing some kind of magic, that would cause different colored flames in the battlefield. I don't know.
Yeah, it would just be the metals that are around it, right? Like copper and stuff like that, changing the colors.
Yeah, but it wasn't like
flames.
Areas as if it was like a grenade explosion or something. It was in kind of big chunks. But
then it was probably that, because it was probably him doing some sort of science. Yeah, something like that. I don't know, man. It's gonna be. Yeah, it's going to be tough to fit so much good stuff in there. And like, to think of there's only going to be one more season. We still have to figure out, like, I know it's just one episode. I don't care. I need to see Bloodbending. Like, that's so
oh god, you
dope.
Can't skip that. Yeah.
You can't skip that. Yeah.
And like,
which I think is the next season, but I'm just saying, like, that's just a one-off episode. But think about how vital that is for us as people who know what's going on,
Yeah.
So,
are they going to have the Secret Tunnels episode that kind of explains, I mean, it's a big Toph episode, but also
probably not
the love story between Aang and Katara. You can't miss that.
I mean,
that leads up to them finding Omashu having been conquered.
Yeah,
when they come out of the tunnels.
Well, the gigantic library, is it that also going to be totally skipped?
Yeah, if they skip that whole Appa being abducted by the Sandbenders, because that's where they find the library. Oh God.
And think about
So
how
much
important that is for just the
wasted.
lore. Right.
Yeah.
But you only got 6 episodes and you have to keep it clean. And I mean, hell, let's say Aang looks like a damn adult already. I think he was a kid last season and he's already grown up so much. You're like, what's going on? You have to play old man Aang here pretty soon. It's crazy.
Yeah. He's going to be tens in next season.
Yeah. That would be sick if they could figure that out. So that'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so they'll have to have a lure though for why they rushed to Ba Sing Se.
So maybe they will do something where he got captured a little bit.
Was Appa being captured yet? They just might change how he's captured or something like that.
Yeah. Because we see them flying in with them flying in with Appa into Ba Sing Se. Yeah. They didn't go through the front door like they do in the show.
Oh, we see Serpent's Pass too in the very beginning. The real narrow.
Oh yeah.
So that's a kind of a smaller standalone episode. That they'll be. I don't remember what that even included though. If that introduced any other characters.
Do we get the Terrace kids in this too?
The Terrace kids?
That's not the right name for them at all. The one that has like the straw in his mouth and all his friends.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Jet and his bandits. I don't think we saw them. We did see like Aang posing to fight in a forest, and then like he saw somebody that may have been a friend. So that could have been it, but that's a whole that for sure is an entire arc that I could see them cutting out. But
also, like, how good would that be to play off of the corruption of Ba Sing Se?
Yeah, and it just adds so much depth to this kind of gray area of we're fighting, but we're fighting for good, and like, well, who determines what's good? And,
right.
Like he was ready to execute that old man. Jet was ready to execute an old man, and Sokka's like, well, no, he's just an innocent old man. Okay, but the old man ran back to town and told the guards, and sure enough, the guards were there ready to kill all you guys. It's like, yeah, he's still Fire Nation. Like,
so, am I rewatching Last Airbender again?
I need to rewatch the animated and season 1 live action before this comes out. We got homework to do. So God. Much.
Such a tough life we live, Jonathan.
I know. I don't have time. I have 30-minute lunch break at work where I watch most of the things that I like.